Hey everybody, welcome to Varion's RapidPlan video tutorial. Today we're going to talk about distance markers. So there are basically 5 different distance markers used for indicating spatial information on your plan. There is the distance marker, the combined marker, the auto area marker, the angle marker, and the offset marker that we're going to be talking about today. In essence, all 5 of these distance markers do exactly the same thing. They indicate the reader's distance between elements on your plan. The auto distance markers automatically calculate the distance and enters the amount for you, and then the standard distance marker allows you to actually put text in yourself and go ahead and set that. So let's go ahead and start working with some of our marker tools and bringing them up. So we can find our marker tools, under the tool palette. You're going to find it under markers. So if we hover over here, and you can see they're all listed under here. We're going to talk about this distance marker, which is your first choice right here. So if I were to select this, the way I would start laying this out is I would do a left click, and what that's telling RapidPlan is to start laying out your arrow. If I do another left click, I can end it with a right click, or I can do a turn or a curve, just like that, and I can do another left click and I can continue on with changing the position of this wherever I want. So I'm going to do a right click to end this, and then what I'm going to do is I can change some of the properties on this. Keep in mind that each one of these different distance markers, you can access the properties and change them. So 2 different ways. I can double click on it. I can go to this distance marker quick editing, and I've got some tabs at the bottom here that I can go through and make changes. For example, the arrow size itself can be changed, so I'm going to change that to 25. You can see how that's enlarged. My end lengths can be increased as well, so I'm just going to go ahead and increase that to 11. You can see it's increased it for me. Your text can be added to here as well and centered. Your fonts can be changed from here. Your stroke, and you can also put this on your legend as well. So if you needed to add some text on here, so for I'm going to say 25 feet, you can see it's adding it to here as I type it. Hit OK, and there it is. Now if I want to get into more detail for the properties, I can click on it and go to my properties palette. You can see it's categorized by each section. Here's my arrow. I can change that. I can revert it if I wanted to. My marker ends I can change from here as well, just like how we did with the quick editing. The stroke can be changed. You can align your text and the angle of your text right from here as well, and also change your text as well, just like how we did with the quick editing. A little bit more control as far as drawing the background, background as well as background colors can be changed. The tightness of the curve can be changed. So in other words, you can see there's a lot more selections within here. Now let's look at some of the other distance marker tools in here. This is the combined distance marker tool, and it allows you to put down segments to your distance marker. So if I were to select this, I could click. If I clicked again, you notice that it's kind of putting it into separate arrows. So if you're doing a distance between signs, or if you're trying to mark off, for example, just a particular work area, this might be a good distance marker for you. So if I were to select this, you can see if I come up to here, it's got segments at the top because I've got 3 different segments. So if I pull this down, whatever change I want to take place for the text, I would have to choose my segment. For example, if I go segment here and I type in 5 feet, and then if I go to segment 2 and type in 3 feet, and if I go over to segment 3, I can change this to, let's say, 6 feet. Okay. So what is that doing for me? Let me zoom in a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. You can see that it's marked each section for me separately as far as the text goes. And then the rest of your choices in your property is about the same as with the first demonstration that I showed you. Let's go back into here. I want to do my offset distance marker. So here's our offset distance marker. So what this will do is, as I start to lay this out, I do a left click and another left click here. If I pull out to the right, or if I pull out to the left, it gives a distance marker or pointers to the area on the right or the left, counting which way you pull this. So if I do right click, left click, it's going to end this. If I double click on it, you can do a quick editing, or you can go into more detail properties and make the property changes from here as well. So far I've shown you 3 different distance markers. Let's go into some other ones here. I want to pull this up. and I want to jump into my auto area marker. So the auto area marker, you can put in as many control points as you want to cover the area that you're going to be measuring out. So I'm just going to start off right here. I'm going to do a left click. You can see it measuring across. It's based on what I set my scale at the very beginning. So if I measure from here to here, three different points, it measured out in meters squared, of course, and then I could come over to one more section and measure that out and end it. So anytime that I want to make a change to this, it would be pretty easy to do. I could actually go ahead and click on it, and I can start moving control points around to fit into the area that I'm trying to mark off, and you notice that it automatically adjusts the value as I move through this. If I needed to put another control point in, I could actually drop another control point into here just by doing a click and then going ahead and dropping in another control point in my marker areas just like that. So you can see I put another control point in and pull it in. So a real nice valuable tool. This is for area. Let me go into one of the last ones we're going to be talking about. I do want to talk about the angle tool. And so with the angle tool, I'm going to go ahead and select this. Just going to do it off to the side right here. So I'm going to click, and as I pull over, I did a second click, and I'm doing an angle, and then I'm going to end it right there. Again, you can select it. You can see you can make your changes here, your arrow. You can put some text in here, and then basically the other version to this would be your auto angle marker based on the values we put in at the very beginning of our plan, or whatever the default that is. So if I do a left click here, left click, and I pull across, you can see it's doing an auto calculation on that. So that is our distance marker tools. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and please take some time to watch some of our other videos. Thank you.